Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. It is a beautiful Monday. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, we're ready for you to roll.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. It is a beautiful Monday. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you're staying warm. I would love to welcome Fran Connor up for some thoughtful words today.
Good afternoon, everybody, and everybody online. We're glad that you're there. Following the Super Bowl last night, I feel like I should come up here and sing. And today is Valentine's Day, so it is all about love. So I thought I would start with Love Is All We Need, or Can't Help Falling in Love with You, or I Will Always Love You. Now, I may not be dressed appropriately, but I can sing any of those. Julie, I won't. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So I am going to talk a little bit about love and what does God have to say about Valentine's Day. So love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy or boast, love is not arrogant or rude, it does not insist on its own way, it is not irritable or resentful. Love does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. And I found this poem, and it reminds me of Rotarians and our mission about service above self. And in order for us to do what we do in our community, in our state, in our country, in the world, I hope that you would all agree that it takes love. So, with a word of prayer in this poem, I said a Valentine prayer for you and ask the Lord above to fill your heart and bless your soul with the precious gift of love. I ask God for sincere love, the kind that's meant to stay, just like the generous love to those you touch each day. I prayed for love from family and from every cherished friend. Then I ask the Lord to give you his love that knows no end. Amen. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Fran. And before we introduce the guests here, we'll do just a quick, we'll see who we've got. Everyone want to turn on their cameras really quick? We'll say hello. I'll spin this around. Look at the ceiling a little bit. There you go. Good to see everyone online. Great to see so many of you here today. We appreciate your engagement. And now, Ashley Bowen greeted everyone on the way in this morning. Please come on up and introduce our guests.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry. So Sherm Hansen has a guest, his coworker, Stephanie Cable. Did I pronounce that right?
Stephanie Cable is our Chief Director of Business and Expansion. So, and prior to joining the EDC, he was in the office in Alberta for Indiana Tech. So some of you may know her from that. Welcome her to our staff.
just said a lot of really impressive things about her that I don't remember. And the rest on the list are being inducted today, so I am not going to ruin the surprise by announcing them early.
Thanks, Ashley. And yeah, welcome, Stephanie. That's great. And congrats on the EDC. It's a fantastic addition. And we're glad to have you here today. Okay, if you have announcements, please come on up. And while anyone's coming up, I just want to mention the email that I'd sent out on Friday. I know that about 50% of you, almost right at 50%, have opened it. In that email is a roster. I included in that, and I know some folks are not too keen on getting online on the Club Runner to look at rosters, but I sent that to everyone, and I want you to check out your own contact information. A lot of times, communication breakdown just comes from simply us not having the correct or updated info, so please check that out, and thanks to a few of you already who have sent in some corrections. We'll get all that squared away. That's really important. You know, again, I'll reference the survey that we talked about and that a lot of you filled in. And one of the big things was communication, getting to know other members and also service projects. And obviously it's a perfect opportunity for us to make sure that our records are updated. We did this a while back, but it's been a while. And so if you want to take a look at that, if you know Club Runner, please get into Club Runner and make sure it's in there. If you haven't been getting emails from me, if you care to get emails from me on Fridays, if you haven't been getting them, something's wrong. So it's either your address isn't updated, maybe there's something wrong with it. We are discovering that with so many people's emails, especially if you're in a business where you have sensitive documents, whether you're bank, medicine, social work, a lot of times there are firewalls, and Club Runner is not as, we're discovering that Club Runner gets caught up a lot in people's emails. So I've started double checking with a few folks. Sherm, you were actually one that I resent to just this morning before we came here, because I saw that yours had, I forget what the term was, but basically it said it bounced, that it didn't get there. It might be. So you either need to, we'll somehow get it or set that on your safe, or we'll figure it out. But we want to get the information to you. That's the bottom.
Maybe prison.
There you go. There you go. Upcoming schedule of speakers. We have a great lineup coming up in the next month or so. Rich Hotsettler is coming from ULead. He'll be here next week. Joel Miller, the CEO of Dutchman Essen House, will be here. Brett Bauer, the CFO of First Source Bank, and Bill said he would supply the espresso for that day, although I think it's going to be pretty exciting if you're into interest rates, because that could be one of those things we're talking about that day. We're going to hear from Michael Desch. He's a professor of political science at Notre Dame, and interestingly has pretty knowledgeable about Ukraine and Russia, and apparently there's something going on. So we're going to find out more from Michael on that on March 14th. And then March 21st, we're going to go back to the Jack Boyd Smith collection, the JBS collection up by the airport for a meeting. Jack's going to talk to us not specifically about the collection, but he's actually going to talk to us about gasket tape. Looking at gasket tape's website and talking to some other folks, I had no idea there was so much to do about tape, and there's a hell of a lot of tapes out there, I'll tell you. So Jack's going to talk to us, but when Bill was setting that meeting up, Jack just said, hey, maybe you'd like to go away from the Matterhorn for that day. And so we met on the board meeting on Friday. Everyone said, sure, that'd be great. It was about a year ago. And just out of curiosity, who in here made it to that one last May? So there were a few of you though who didn't, and this will be your chance to do that. It's a super cool place. You get to see Jack's collection. He's going to open it up early for people to come, and of course he'll hang around a little bit afterwards as well. The key thing to remember is you cannot take photos. You can't take photos of the collection. They have a lot of great photos, but we're not allowed to do that. So well, there'll be more as we come along. That's over a month away. And yeah, so just expect to hear more, some pieces coming out of that survey, some of the results that we discovered and the trends that are coming to bear. And it's very interesting. And I appreciate everyone right here on the Is It the Truth? We had some great feedback on that. And we'll be referencing that and seeing if we can't take care of a few of those things to help everyone's engagement here in our club. Julie, you have an announcement.
Hi, everyone online. If in response to anything that I'm about to announce, you are interested, if you could please enter that in the chat. And then Andy, if you could just police that for me so that I know what people are saying. Great. So welcome everybody. Social and service. We have some opportunities coming up. I'm going to pass around a couple of Excel sheet signups. Anybody that's interested in any of the things I'm about to mention, you just jot your name down, either going or interested, and then I can follow up with you and give you more details about that. So we have a service opportunity that someone that may be speaking with our club later this year in June has requested some volunteers for junior achievement. So I'm going to pass this sheet around. If anybody just wants to snap a picture of it, they can do that, and then you'll have details on what the commitment looks like, when that happens, how long it's for. If that's something that's interesting you, if junior achievement is a service opportunity that you are interested in participating in. Then I also have a couple of social activities that are up and coming. Trudge is actually led by another service club, Pillars. Some of you may know it. That's coming up this month on Saturday, February 26th. There's details on the sign-up sheet. If you're interested, just go ahead and jot your name down. We also have an opportunity to revisit the South Bend Cubs, and we can have kind of our own private setup if we have enough, more than, I think it's 20 people minimum. So if we have 20 people, and we can bring kids too, especially if we do it on a Sunday fun day. So if you want to bring the whole family, we can have our kind of private South Bend Cubs event. So if that's something that interests you, again, jot your name down. All opportunities to see some theater, if that's up your alley, something you enjoy. And then Mo, thank you for your suggestion to have traveling dinners or potlucks at members' homes. So he has volunteered for the first one. I'm sure he'll share dates with us. But if we want to just fellowship together in each other's homes, that is an opportunity that we're looking to provide. So if you're interested in hosting one of those, that's one of the things you can sign up for here. And then, of course, I mentioned the cardboard boat races. If that's something you're interested in being a part of building with us, you can jot your interest down there. And then there's just a blank spot for other ideas. I mentioned cards, if that's a thing that you love, if you want to get a golf game together, whatever it is that you are passionate about. If we're not doing it and we want to be doing it together with our fellow Rotarians, because we love you all, then put it down and we'll find a way. I am championing event coordination on behalf of the club. So that's what I got for now. Thanks.
All right, and in addition to all of the social committee things, this Thursday is Thirsty Thursday. So we will meet at Artisan around 5 o'clock, and you could come and relax and hang out. If you want to bring a guest, that's fine, or even a prospective member, that'd be great. So I'll send a note out to you later this week. Oops. All right. It's an exciting day at the Elkhart Rotary Club because we're going to induct some new members. And they've been coming. A lot of you maybe have met them, but we would like to welcome the folks from Final Phase up here. And we're going to try to get this camera on everyone. Just stand right there, maybe below the screen. Aaron's going to take photos. You can come a little closer. Perfect. Come this way just a little bit. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh man. Okay, maybe step back a little bit. I'm not too good about this. I did not plan this through. Step toward them just a little bit, Julie. Then we can see. Okay, perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I have this handy dandy, well written by one of our club members, just a little bit about membership in the Elkhart Rotary. So membership in any Rotary Club is a privilege, not a right. It's a matter of invitation, not of application. It's a passport to service coupled with a special kind of fellowship. Membership in this Rotary Club also brings responsibilities to be met. We have invited you to join the Elkhart Rotary Club because we believe that your presence will enrich our conversations, that your experiences will expand your horizons, and that your energy will help us achieve our goals. We also believe that you'll meet the responsibility of character, attendance, participation, and contribution, which combine to improve our club, our community, and our world. Joining this club is not a step to be taken lightly, but rather a serious commitment to others. If you will make that commitment, please say, I will. And I probably should have introduced them. That we, and we're gonna have all of them come up here, but we have Jeff Troxel, Andrea, and I did that Andrea on purpose because there are two N's. And tell me your last name because I've forgotten it and Julie stole my. Carnell. Stand by. And I'm totally brain.
Oh, this is Brian Dickerson.
Brian Dickerson. I'm so sorry, Brian Dickerson. Okay, and yes, we'll have their name tags. And I totally spaced it with my lack of agenda in front of me. We're gonna have each of you come up. Tell us just a couple minutes about yourself. And again, this is not to have everyone get to know you completely. That's what the club is for. But Brian, Andrea, and Jeff, we're really happy to have you as members of the club. And we're excited to have you interject your energy.
Thank you.
And that was totally a pun. And yes, Final Phase Electric. That's good. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
As Eric said, my name is Brian Dickerson. I know a few of the folks in the room, and it's kind of interesting. I see Jamie Zarnicki in the back there, and Jamie and I used to actually be part of the service club in Elkhart, used to meet on the other side of the wall here. We were both optimists at one point. So took a brief hiatus from that and did some other service in town. And Jeff and Andrea and I were talking over the last few months about ways that we can kind of contribute back into the community and make sure that as we're blessed with resources and time that we can kind of give some of that back to Elkhart as well. So I grew up here, been in Elkhart my entire life. Love what we do here. Really appreciate all the impact that Rotary has had on the community. And I think we're all excited to see what the future holds. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a little more shy behind the camera and microphone.
Come right up and speak right now.
Oh,
You're okay. You're good.
I'm from Elkhart, born and raised here. I graduated Memorial in 2009, Bethel in 2014. I have a bachelor's in theology and a minor in biblical studies, or biblical languages, sorry. I've worked with Brian for about 4 years now. Just touched the laptop, sorry. I gotta do something with my hands. I'm really excited to be part of the Rotary. I was in the Kiwanis when my husband and I lived in South Carolina, and I like to be involved with people that care about their community, and especially when they're business owners. I think we have more of an impact on the government. So anyway, that's enough about me. Get to know me more. Jeff, you're next.
Jeff Troxel. I'm the Director of Business Development for Final Phase. I've been with Brian for 2 years. This is actually my third career. Before that, I was a town manager in Wakarusa for 8+ years. And before that, I was with the Sheriff's Department, retired 20+ years as a lieutenant. So I've kind of done a little bit of everything. So I appreciate the opportunity Brian gave me to kind of get out of the government work, and I'm enjoying it. I lived in Elkhart County all my life, except for the last 1.5 years. We moved to Syracuse. thoroughly enjoying lake life, and yeah, things are much easier down there. Married, wife Stacy, and I have 2 kids, Ashley and Braden, and they're creeping up there to 30, so it makes me feel really old. But I'm really enjoying and looking forward to being a part of this club. I was part of Concord Rotary when I was at the Sheriff's Department and thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you.
Brian, Jeff? Oh, well, yeah, do one photo here. And I just want to say it's been great already. We've appreciated your attending, and now you've got some really cool plaques to hang on your walls. It's got the object of Rotary and also the 4-way test. So that's your way of studying between now and then. And we appreciate you being here. And Brian, I'm really sorry I spaced you standing right there. I got
Everybody gets stage fright.
I got nervous. It happens. It happens. Okay. Very good. And by the way, for new members and also Jameson and anyone else really, because we've been a little lacking in our new member orientations, expect an email to have a meeting, several, where we'll have some orientations about what it's like to be in the Elkhart Rotary Club. And whether you're new or whether you've been in the club a long time, we invite you to come to those because they're great refreshers. I know that now, having been in the club almost 7 years, there were things that I still learn more about the club and about Rotary. Literally almost once a month, I learned something new where I thought, oh, I probably should have known that. Are we going to address everything in that orientation? No. But what we want to do is get you comfortable poking around the website a little bit, your own information, finding out others, finding out resources that you have. That's really one of the things that it takes for us to make an impact in the community. And again, we thank you for your commitment. We're excited to have you as parts of our club. I forgot a couple things at my office that I'll bring. There's like little guidebooks that are actually really handy, and I spaced that to you today. So, okay, we'll bring those. It is time where we're going to maybe raise a little money, and I promised a very special guest today. And our sergeant, I think he needs no introduction. It's Cupid, everybody. It's Cupid. Cupid can approach. We're gonna do something here.
Eric asked me to be sergeant today, and I said, well, it's not like I have anything else going on today. So hey, what's this about? He said, well, you just have some fun, raise some money, and you know, at the end of the fiscal year, we give it away. I said, well, fun's my middle name. So here's the deal. I'm calling a table. I'll toss chocolates to that table. Eric preferred me tossing my chocolates instead of tossing my cookies. And then if the table gets the answer right, everybody else puts in $1. If the table gets it wrong, everybody at the table puts in $2. I'll give you about 3 seconds. And any questions? Good. Pucker up. Let's go. All right. First question. Excellent. Eric, what do red roses symbolize?
Red roses symbolize Cupid's blood.
Perfect answer. Great. Great. Love. You're right on it.
Close.
Perfect. All right. So you got it. Everybody else puts in $1. Coming up right here. Heads up. Yeah. All right.
This is not COVID approved.
The O in XOXO, the O in XOXO. What does the O stand for?
Kisses. Hugs.
Wrong.
Well,
It stands for hugs. The O, you put your arms around.
there you go.
So $2 per person. Okay, next up, coming at you. Yeah. Hold on to your water glasses. Next up, who kissed the girls and made them cry? It's a British nursery rhyme, and don't say Shermanson. Who kissed the girls and made them cry? All right, Georgie Porgy, Puddin' and Pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. $2 for each of you. Okay, it's getting tougher. We're coming at, ready? Good job. What website was born on Valentine's Day? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Matkey's Florist? What website was born on Valentine's Day?
We're going with Mansky's.
YouTube. $2 for each of you. Here we go. All right. How many towns in this country are named Valentine? 2, 4, 6, or 8?
8.
Wrong. $2 for each of you. It's 4. They are in Arizona, Nebraska, Texas, and Virginia. Okay. All right. By the way, the back tables, my arms are kind of short, so that's where this is coming from. So, ready? Which candy company is known as the producer of Conversation Hearts? Cadbury, Brock's, Netco, or Russell Stover? Answer is wrong. $2. It's Netco. It's based in Revere, Massachusetts. Stands for the New England Confectionery Company. It's the best-selling non-chocolate Valentine's Day candy. Judge? Almost. You need to die for those. What country is Valentine's Day an official public holiday? France, Italy, Japan, or Russia? Official holiday. And the answer is? France. Wrong. Japan. $2 each, please. Okay. It's getting a little tougher, Brian. Coming at you. It's got to go overhand. All right. Cupid is described as being what? Deaf, blind, mute, numb, or Republican? Deaf, blind, mute, dumb, or Republican. Love is what?
We're going blind.
Yeah, you did it. Everybody else put in $1. You got one. Woo! Okay. There's only 14 of these, and we're on number 11. Okay, Jeff. What color of rose symbolizes purity, innocence, and humility? Pink, red, or white? You're absolutely correct. Everybody else puts in $1. Okay, now these last 4 I'm sorry for the back tables. It's going to get a little tricky. If you have eye protection, I suggest you wear it now. But you know what? This bow and arrow thing, that's so 1537. Has anybody done paintball before? Okay. Here we go. Right back here. Let's see how it goes. Ready? Oh. What monument was given as the ultimate gift of love? The Acropolis, the Eiffel Tower, Egyptian Sphinx, or the Taj Mahal? Don't answer it. Chris. It's time. Yeah, okay, fine. Everybody else put in $1 though. Good job. Good job. Okay. Right back there. Mel, you better go. Okay. You got it. All right. Okay, you ready? Wearing a wedding band, wearing a wedding ring, wearing a wedding ring on the fourth finger of the left hand dates back to what time? Ancient Egypt, medieval England, American Civil War, or the Bill Clinton administration? Ancient Egypt, medieval England, Civil War. Yeah, you did it. Okay, good job. Everybody else put $1. Oh, Mr. Here we go. You ready? I think we got it. Which state? Which state in the United States makes the most chocolate? California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, or New York? Pennsylvania. Of course, Hershey breaks 150 million pounds every time. And finally, did we get here, Howard? The most romantic movie of all time, Beauty and the Beast, Casablanca, Dirty Dancing, Roman Holiday, Sound of Music, or Titanic? The most romantic movie of all time. Romantic, Beauty and the Beast, Casablanca, Dirty Dancing, Roman Holiday, Sound of Music, or Titanic? It's about 1:30 now. Casablanca, you're wrong. And so you put in $2. And then knock, knock. It's Casablanca. It's the most romantic. Knock, knock. Eileen Dover. Eileen Dover? Who? Eileen Dover and Kiss My Valentine. Thank you. Love you all.
Well, thanks a lot, Cupid. It just that just reminds me, Jim, are our insurance premiums paid up? That's no. Yeah, well that was good. I'll tell you what, for those of you at home, I don't know if you heard that little whistle as the whatever projectiles were going past. That had some heat on it. It made it all the way to the back of the room. Well, thanks a lot, Cupid. Of course, you know, if you haven't given and maxed out, please do so. Maybe a couple extra bucks today for that. That was some good stuff, Cupid. We appreciate it. All right. Caleb Kripe had no idea what sort of meeting he was zooming into today, and I'm going to have Rob Leroy come up and introduce Caleb, and then Caleb will get you spotlighted up here, and we'll do our fancy schmancy turn the microphone down, and we'll get you all squared away.
Okay, we have Caleb Kripe joining us today through Zoom. He is a senior at Olivet Nazarene University. will receive his bachelor's in science and sports management in May. He's been a swimmer since 2007 and has been a 3-time Paralympic trials qualifier. He's set 4 American records and he has placed 4th in the 100-meter backstroke at the World Championship in 2017. So he hails from Middlebury and is joining us today from Illinois. So thank you for coming, Caleb.
Thank you for having me. Awesome. So I have my iPad right here, so if you need to look into anything, it's my iPad. So, like Rob said, my name is Caleb Cripe, senior in Olivet Nazarene University, graduating in May, only 82 more days. I cannot wait. But just a little bit about me. I was born with a physical disability. Left my arm bent at the right angle. I have no thumb on either arm. And my life has been pretty difficult, but also the word that I use to describe my life is the word overcomer. And so when I was about 3 years old, I had a surgery where I had to go in and get the mouth stuff done, and the doctor never took out my retainer that was in my mouth. And I swallowed it and started choking really badly, to the point where I had to go into the ICU and put on ventilators, and I could not breathe for 3 or 4 days. Well, my parents prayed a prayer to God, saying, God, if it's your will to take our son away from us, then let your will be done. And I don't know about you, but if I was a parent, that is a prayer that I don't know how I would be able to handle that. I don't know how I would get through that, but God had other plans. And a day later, God gave me the strength to cough out that retainer, and I just threw up, vomited that retainer out, and here I am, 19 years later, alive and well. About 7 years, I was 7 years old in 2007. I was told that contact sports were not allowed to be played anymore because of my condition. And as a 7-year-old boy, you need to have energy. You need to do something with your life. And I wanted to meet some girls, so I had to, play some kind of sport to go meet women and get out there and have fun. And my older brother at the time was a swimmer. He's 2 years older than me. And so I jumped in the pool at the age of 7. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, I qualified for the 2012 Paralympic trials, where I swam the 400 IM, 200 IM, 50 butterfly, 50 freestyle, and 100 backstroke. That's a lot of events for a 12-year-old to swim at the highest level. I did not make the team to go to London, but 4 years later, I made the 2016 trial to try to go to Rio. And so that was also another highlight that I like to talk about. And at 16 years old, being able to go to the Olympic trial is an amazing achievement. No one can really ever say it. They've gone to the Olympic trial. And just so happens I won the 100 backstroke, my best event. So I was the national champion at 16 years old. But after Olympic trials, I did not make the team. And I started to feel really down on myself. I'm a junior in sophomore in high school, feeling really bad that I didn't make the team, didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I was a junior at the time. Going into 2017, I did not want to swim, I did not want to do anything. I was really not in the mood for it. But my parents talked me into going back and swimming one more year, just finishing out high school, and then we'll get through that. And sure enough, I make the World Championship trials, and I make the World Championship team for 2017 in Mexico City, Mexico. I got to swim the 100 backstroke, where I placed 4th place in the world. I was seeded 9th going into that meet, and so I worked my way up to 4th place, just missing out on winning a medal and a little bit of money that would come along with that. So that was a great accomplishment that I had. I got to swim the 50 butterfly and the 200 IM as well at that meet. I did not do very well because those are not my best event, but the 100 butterfly was my best event. Then after that meet, I decided that I need to pick where I'm going to go to college. And so I chose Olivet Nazarene University here in Illinois, where my brother was currently a junior. So I'm on a scholarship academically, athletically. As a disabled person, being on scholarship on an athletic scholarship at a college, that's one of the biggest achievements that I've ever had. I was really nervous going into college about what I wanted to do with my life, and with the background that I had, I did not know how college was going to work out, if I was going to make it through. But fast forward 4 years later, I'm about to graduate with my bachelor's and hopefully have a job lined up by May. So going into college was a really rough time for me because it was all new, you know. My parents didn't go to college. My brother was in college, so I got to hang out with him and to be around him and just get to learn who I really was and what I really wanted to do. And just pray that God would lead me through it all and be able to tell me, hey, Caleb, this is the plan that I have for you. This is what I want you to do. This is how I'm going to use you in your life. 2019, so going into my sophomore year, I made the 2019 Para Pan Am Games in Lima, Peru. And so I got to fly out to Peru and swim again, the 100 backstroke, 200 IM, 50 fly, a bunch of my better events. And just being able to represent the United States of America has been awesome. Well, it sounds all nice and happy, but there's something that happened last year. In September of 2021, I was at practice one day. School was just started a week ago at that time, and I was swimming butterfly, swimming in practice about a half hour in, and I heard a pop, and I heard a crack. And so I got out of the water and I just started crying, like I'm in pain. Coach comes over, says, Taylor, what's wrong? You need to go to the trainer. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the trainer. So I grab my towel and I'm in my Speedo and I run to the trainer. We have a dress code policy here. I ignored that dress code policy and I just ran to the trainer. And after 2 days, we found out that my ball and socket in both shoulders are not connected. And then my labrum, which holds that tissue of your ball and socket, completely tore. So my shoulder and my arm are basically holding on by the string and are not really connected at this moment in my life. And so after that, it was all a blur. I got isolated for COVID because contact tracing and everything. Went back to the doctor. They said the words that I did not want to hear, that they said, we recommend that you put your career on hold or possibly even think about retirement and ending your career. And as a junior in college, coming and just qualifying for the 2020 Paralympic trials, knowing that this could be the year that I get to go to Tokyo and become a Paralympian and represent the country and my life in that way, it was horrible. I did not know if my scholarship was going to stay. I did not know what all was going to happen. And so I just trusted in God and found out that my identity has been in my swimming career for a lot of my life. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been. I cannot wait to see what God has in store for me after this year and after my career has ended. It's been a full year and I've been able to do things that I've never done before, hanging out with friends, getting to know people, and just getting ready for the next step in my life. And I have 220 applications out there in the world and all across the country at different jobs and everything like that. And really hoping to see what God has for me next. And so that's just a little bit about me. I mean, I'm open to any questions or anything that you guys have to say. Or yeah, thank you.
Eric, if you can unmute there, please.
If there are any questions online, please let us know. You can unmute and ask if you'd like, and I don't see any in chat here. Any from the room? Got one from Rob?
So something that was interesting is I've met Caleb in the past. He's talked about the number of resumes that he has out right now as far as a high school or as far as a college senior. I wonder if we could talk about that one.
Yeah, Rob Leroy asked, he knows he's met you, and I don't know if you could hear him, but he asked if, tell us about your, did you say 220?
Over 220.
Tell us a little how that came to be. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
so my older brother was a history teacher major here at Olivet, and he graduated in 2020 where COVID became a big thing. And he sent out over 100 applications to over 100 different school districts, not schools individually, but districts of schools. So I have a sport management major, so I want to work in the NFL, I want to work in the NBA, I want to do a lot of these big dreams, and so it's really hard to get into the world of professional sport. So I thought I emailed every NFL, every NBA, every MLB, and every NHL team, my resume and a little bit about me personally. And so there's 32 times 4 right there. But online, on a couple of reports and a couple of other websites on Indeed and LinkedIn, I've racked up over 220 resumes, and I keep getting emails back saying, "Oh, you're not qualified," or "Oh, you're not this," or "Oh, you're not that." And every time I get an email back saying that I've been rejected, I send out at least 10 more other ones. I know that I don't like the word, "Oh, you're not qualified," or whatever, but I'm like, I don't find my qualifications here on earth. I find my qualifications in God, and I know that God's going to provide for me the best opportunity. So therefore, I'm just trying to get to know every possibility that's out there for me. And so I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about everyone and everywhere else. So that's a little bit how that came about.
I'm curious what your dream job looks like.
I would love to open a sports complex where we have football, basketball, swimming, running, and track, where as a CEO or as an owner of it, where we have coaches, we have nutritionists, we have trainers, and we have all the people necessary for those with disabilities or those with minorities and harder backgrounds, where they wouldn't be able to start on their middle school or high school team and they sit on the bench and not be able to actually play, or they can come after and before school and have a club team that they can be a part of in order to be able to be the athlete, but also get that training and preparation for life after athletics. Because athletics is temporary, but you are more likely to last than your athletic or academic achievement. So we need to prepare you for what happens after your career is over.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, have you, do you want to stay, you think you want to stay in the Midwest, or you're pretty well traveled? I mean, Peru and Mexico City, you want to go out and do that somewhere else, or you want to keep it around here?
I would love to end up back in Elkhart County. So if anyone has a job and they're hiring, let me know.
There you go. There you go. Awesome.
If you get my email, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm open to wherever, but also I wouldn't mind being back home because Elkhart County, there's nothing like it. The community there, and bless me and other athletes across Elkhart County in so many ways, and I would love to give back in the community.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other questions from the room or online? Awesome. And so you're scheduled to you're ready to get your degree in May?
Yep, I graduate May 7th.
Fantastic. There you go. There's your target for anyone who's got a job. Well, very cool. And I wondered, do you have any questions for us? I mean, we've got I don't even see how many total we had online before, but we've got about 50 people in the room here. I hope at some point if you do make it back to Elkhart County, and obviously you will, we'd love to have you come visit one of our meetings.
Awesome, yeah, I'd love to.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for your attention. Everyone, a round of applause again for Caleb. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot, Caleb. Thanks, Rob. Thanks everyone who helped with the meeting today. Big hand for Cupid today. Give it up for Cupid. Got everyone in the back row still have vision. That's the big thing. That's good. No eyes put out by Cupid today. Hey, everybody, have a great rest of your Valentine's Day. Have fun, be safe, enjoy the sun. It's up there somewhere, no matter where you are, I assure you, whether you can see it or not. And go out and make our community a better place. Thanks, everybody. Rotary's adjourned.